All right, here. So, based on the question that we have, it looks like we need to have a little video on adding and subtracting with significant figures or adding and subtracting sig figs. Um, this was going to be pretty quick, and I took the problems that we had listed in the prompt, and we're going to do all three at once because it's not going to be that bad, I promise. All right, so first things first, when you're adding, subtracting sig figs, first thing we need to do is we need to line up our decimals, right? So you see here we have the three different iterations of the same thing for the three problems that we have. So priority number one, no matter if you have a um, one of your numbers with decimals further than the other, you still want to align your decimals. So as we see here for 15.947, we're going all the way to the thousandths place. And for 2.73, we're going just to the hundredths place, right? But we still want to make sure we align at the decimal point, right? And so that same thing aligns here for option B. Now for C, if you notice, there wasn't anything after the decimal point originally for my 1,878. We still want to make sure we align the decimal. So we still have a vacant area in terms of the tenths and hundredths above the 2/8 for 2.8, but we still want to make sure priority number one is to align your decimals, right? Number two, we want to fill in zeros where needed, right? So as we stated before, is just clearly evident between our first and second steps. I'm filling in zeros in this thousandths place here, in my hundredths and thousandths place here, and then in my tenths and hundredths place for option C. Again, when we're doing significant figs, adding and subtracting, our main goal is decimal alignment and then filling in zeros, right? And the last part is computation. So this part I left for us to do together in our video. So very quickly, you just follow out your operation as you would for any other addition or subtraction. So for this first option, I'm going to go to my furthest, for my furthest integer to the, my furthest number and place value to the right. So in this case, it's thousandths. So 7 minus 0, of course, is 7. 4 minus 3 is going to be 1. 9 minus 7 is going to be 2, right? Bring down my decimal. And then 5 minus 2 is going to be 3. And then I have 1, okay? Then for B, looks like we're going to need to borrow. So I'm going to go ahead and borrow from 500. And that's going to allow me to have 499. Forgive the in terms of the neatness of the numbers here. I'm not working with a stylus for these videos, unfortunately. So then that 0 is going to become 10. So 10 minus 1 is going to be 9. 9 minus 2 is going to be 7. 9 minus 3 is going to be 9 minus 6 is going to be 3, rather. And then 34 minus 7, we want to look at that as 20. I'm sorry, yeah, 27. Right, because remember, we're working with 34, not 35. So 34 minus 7 is going to be 27. All right, and then we'll do that same bit of math for our last one. And actually, hold on, allow me to correct myself. One thing about your instructors, you always have to make sure that you're following and editing your information accordingly. So for B, we should be just adding things up. So forgive me for that. So 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 7 is 7. 0 plus 6 is 6. And then last but not least, 5 plus 7 is 12. So we have 2 here, carry my 1, that's going to be 42. All right. Now back to the subtraction that we were getting to previously incorrectly in B, but we're doing this now correctly in C. We have 79 because we borrowed from our 80. This 0 becomes 10, right? And so now I have 10 minus 8 is 2, 9 minus 8 is 1, 7 minus 2 is 5, and I bring down my remaining digits because everything else essentially has 0 under it. Again, I apologize for the neatness, and I'm glad that we were able to correct that error before we had any issues. That's a good thing about education. Sometimes you can make a mistake, but it's all about making sure you catch it along the way. If you have any other questions regarding adding, subtracting, say figs, feel free to let me know. And if you have any questions regarding multiplying, dividing, please feel free to contact me. As always, hope you have a good day.